Hello G Nation, we got a brand new character preview. This time it is Randy Savage, Hall of Fame. As you see right now, he is an acrobat, and looking at the move, he looks pretty damn good. So if we have a look at his card, trainer ability at 26,000 is powerhouse only, reduce opponent submission turn by 10, submission turn can't be reduced below 1. I'm expecting they're all going to be some of that, but with a different class. Links with the Hall of Fame, and he does have 2 gears, and we will have both gears on to do this. We'll also have the character at 6-star bronze for the preview. So the first gear makes it so that multiply gem generated from move will increase their strength by 1, and the second one makes it so multiply gem generated from move will increase their strength by 3. So having both gear, we're going to have multiply gem of strength plus 4. So basically, if you want to know how he does without the 2 gears, well, it's pretty easy. Just assume that the gem damage is going to be 60% of what you're seeing right now. So, if you have a look at the gears, so this is the gold, this is the silver, and this is how he normally looks at bronze. Put gold on. So, the first move set is going to be the diving elbow drop. 10 MP blue move, finisher deals 246k damage and choose a 7x3 area to swap into yellow gems. The diving double axe handle, 6 MP yellow move, deal 99k damage and choose a 7x1 area to swap into blue gems. The pin bar will not move. And the running bionic elbow, 6 MP yellow move, deal 100k damage and make the bottom 4 rows into multiply gems of strength 3. Trainers we're going to be using for that. We got Kofi to start with, more yellow. We got Matt so that our multiply is going to be plus 2. We got Rock so that our multiply is going to be plus 1 and do 5% extra damage. And I put in Santa Hogan here, don't care about the extra MP. I just wanted 3450 extra damage for all color gems. Now you could replace any of that with anything that boosts the multiply damage strength, or anything that increase the blue or the yellow damage strength. Those are the ones that we're going to be mostly getting our damage from. As such, don't need any plate that would generate MP, because that's definitely not going to be a problem. You don't really want either plate that generate gems on the board, because you would be replacing your multiply gems, and they already take 4 of the 7 rows. So I just went with a pyro plate, which is whenever you make 6 or more multiply, increase the strength of your blue gem damage by 50% for 2 turns. It's not going to have any effect on the yellow, which are going to be 3 full rows. If there was 1 for yellow, that'd be a hell of a lot better than this. But we're still going to make 1 row of blue, so that's still going to help a bit for that. But not a must-have. Let's give that a shot. We're going to go versus a 6-star Hogan again. Alright, so first thing we do is we make our bottom row in multiply of strength 10. Now again, if you don't have any of the gear, this would be multiply 6 with this setup, not 10. That's why I was saying that it would be 60% of that damage instead of the full 100. Now we're going to be making a 7x1 row, and it will also not move the pin bar. Now you got to be careful here. A lot of people would just put it at the bottom. You don't want to do that. The reason for that is it's a 7x1, which means you're going to be creating 1 wild card. Wherever that wild card ends up, that means that one of those 10 multiplier is going to remain on the 4th row, while everything else will drop 1 row. Now, on the next turn, we're going to be converting the remaining 3 rows into yellow. If you have one of those 10x that stays on the 4th row, that means you are preventing you from getting one of those 10x damage, because he's not going to be able to be reached. Now, on the other hand, we don't care if we get a cascade of any kind, because, well, the pin bar will not move. So we're going to put it here. did get quite a bit of a cascade. Wow. That's a hell of a cascade. That ended up doing like almost 8 millions. And that pretty much reloaded everything. I think we're gonna redo this match because this probably went a hell of a lot better than you would expect to normally go, and is probably not gonna be a good showing of what a usual match is gonna be, but a good showing of how OP it can be if everything goes well though, so we're gonna keep this. Alright, and now he's out of everything, and now we're gonna get the pin with that. That was ridiculously strong. We're gonna try that again. Even this pin is almost 6 mil. Okay, very strong. Let's try that again. I'm assuming this is probably a fluke, or at least like a best case scenario. I don't like to keep videos with just best case scenario to just make people believe that's how it's going to go all every time, so I want to do this again. Okay, so oh, by the way, the medals I got are Fury 2s. They're not max though, or optimal for that matter. I don't have the metal parts to level good ones. So, alright, so we got our multiplied there. Now again, we're going to pick the first row, just so we don't touch the multiplier from the bottom 3. Or actually just don't have a multiply stay on the 4th. Alright, that was still almost 4 million right there, just for that one row. And that, you see, is the reason why I use the 4th row, because now every single of those 10 multipliers are on the remaining bottom 3 rows instead of having one stick out on the 4th. He has 6.6 mil out left. I don't think that's going to be enough for that. It's likely going to be enough to keep the pin though. Not much cascade. We're still getting a 5.85 mil pin. That is pretty good for a pin, especially when you already took out half his alt. So yeah, this is very damn strong. Okay, let's have a look at something else now. Alright, other moveset for Macho. This time we're going to be using the Too Hot to Handle 5 MP blue move. This move can only be used while pinned, deal 309,000 damage, and deal 845.4k bleed damage to your opponent for 3 turns. The Too Cold to Hold 5 MP blue move. This move can only be used while pinned, deal 389, well, almost 390k damage, and make 40 random gems into snowfall gems, which will modify all gem below it into blue gems when broken by you. And the Running Bionic Elbow 6 MP yellow move, deal 100k damage, and make the bottom 4 rows into multiply gems of strength 3. Now the trainers we're going to be using for that, also should be noted though, if you do not have perks or anything, I would advise, instead of using the Running Bionic Elbow, I would use the Diving Double Axe Handle, which would generate your blue to have those ready for when your opponent has a turn. In this case, I don't need to, because I get 1 MP from my first turn, I get 3 MP from the perks, and I get 1 MP because I'm going to be using Santa Ogun, so I get 5. They're already going to be loaded, so I don't need the blue MP. But otherwise, definitely use the other move to make sure that those, because you do want, everything's going to be about those 2 moves, so you want them to be maxed out ASAP. So again, we're going to be using Kofi, so that our yellow is ready. We're going to be using Set Shield or shield set so that our bleed do 66% more damage. We're going to be using wood so that our bleed does 50%. You could also use Guersan is 25% instead of 50. And I got Santa here for the extra damage from whatever we're going to be breaking in the multipliers, and also helping with the 1 MP for those blue moves. So our bleed is going to be 1.8 million per turn for 3 turns. Pretty strong bleed. Didn't change anything about the belt, so I'm going to be boosted for blue damage. Don't really need anything from the plate here, so it doesn't matter what you're going to use for this. Could go with something helping with the MP maybe. Alright, so I'm going to use that. Don't really have much matches. Bottom row's not great. We are getting a boost from those, like 328k for this. This would be, we're gonna get more if we match the purples and if we match a single blue. 600k, obviously not a big deal. You kind of want him to pin you. Unfortunately, did not. I was gonna refill my yellow though. Now he's gonna get me pinned. There you go. So we're gonna be applying our 1.8 mil bleed. Now we're gonna be making 40 random gems in Snowfall that will make all the ones below into blue. And now we just gotta get out of that. Now what's beautiful is we got 2 of those that we can break on the top row. So we're gonna be using again this to make multiplies on the bottom. We'll unfortunately get rid of all those Snowfall, but I don't really care. Now we also boosted the damage of our blue gems, which are now 328. We got 2 here that are going to be on the edge of those 2. This is not mine, so it's not going to break into anything, but those 2 will. So that's going to be a bunch of blue gems with multipliers. There we go. Oh, wow. Extra cascade. 4.2 mil. Is that going to be enough though? Oh, we do have the bleed that does 1.8 mil. And there you go, the bleed took the rest out. Very effective. I personally am not a fan of moves that rely on you getting pinned to get everything off. Could be an option still. I definitely prefer the first one, but that worked out pretty damn well. Okay, let's look at something else. Alright, last moveset we're going to have a look at. It is going to be the triple purple. It's going to be the chokehold, 6 MP purple move, submission, generate 24 random submission gems, and do 184k damage for 3 turns while submission gems are on the gem board. Remaining sub gems turn into multiply gems of strength 3. The Lariat takedown, 7 MP purple move, deal 264k damage, and force your opponent to skip their turn for 1 turn. And the head pull hangman, 6 MP purple move, deal 119k damage, and choose 2 gems to make into 2-turn juggernaut gem that will increase the strength of your multiply gem by 2 on every countdown turn, and make 10 multiply gems into purple gems at the end of the countdown. Now we're not going to have anything to help reload or purple here, although it is pretty cheap purple move, so we pretty much only need one match of purple and it's going to help. And we are also going to have those those juggernauts that are going to be converting multiplies into purple, hopefully getting a match. We'll see about that. Now, trainers, we're going to be using woods so that we start with more purple, obviously. Also, it adds any color submission move do 5% more damage for turn, so that's good. We're using math so that the strength is going to be +2. We're going to use rock, so the strength is going to be +1. Again, those are for the multiply gems. And we're going to have Santa here, mostly for the 3450 more damage per gem. You could use any purple trainer. For example, if you use Lacey Events, she adds 20% purple gem damage. Only reason I take Ogan is because 3450 is more than any 20% gem. Like 20% ends up about 2900 per gem. This is almost this is 550 extra, so that's why. As far as the belt, I did go with the all art, which make it so that when you generate 3 or more sub-gem, increase your green and purple damage by 100% for turn. Since we're gonna have those juggernaut making those multiply purple, that should help quite a bit. Now, you could go with trainers that boost the submission damage, because it is a pretty damn strong submission, so you could make a very strong moveset with a submission setup, and we're probably going to try that after. But for this, we're not going to go for that, because the reason is I want those multiply to remain on the board. Now, you could use a trainer that also reduce the amount of turn that the submission lasts, making it last 1 turn instead. That way, you're gonna be sure to have a lot of them remain on the board. But it's kind of helpful too. So 3 turn, I think we're still gonna have a decent amount left anyway. Let's try that. My wife and daughter are playing on the computer Disney game, and they're screaming like banshees. So we're gonna put the stun first, then we're gonna unleash our juggernauts. We already have quite a bit of purples on that board. And now the 24 subs. Pretty good amount remained, that's great. Especially since he's not going to get a turn anyway. Now they just got increased to 14. Now I could go and get purple. Actually no, because there's no purple. I don't want to break anything, so we're going to take this black here. Perfect, that canceled this red. Also, he's probably going to go for, no, for some reason he went for blue. Okay. We did lose a lot of our multipliers. And now the remaining ones are going to be converted to purples. Only 1 match, but a pretty strong match of 3.3 mil. Of course he gets an extra turn, because why not? Okay. We're out. Now I'm gonna delay by 1 turn my stun. We are gonna put right now our juggernauts though. We're going to do the submission. He's not going to be able to do anything on this turn anyway. There we go. Now it increased our gem there. I'm going to stun him. I do have a purple match that I can get here. Am I going to use it? I think I'm going to leave it there just because it connects with so many other multipliers elsewhere that I kind of wanted them to stay there to have a bigger match next turn. So let's just play safe on top. Now he's stunned. Now it's going to go off. Everything connects. Much bigger hit now. 12.6 million. And he's out. So this is definitely pretty effective too. I still kind of like the first one better. It seems like a much safer option. Let's see if we can get something going that just relies on the sub. Alright, last moveset for real now. Gonna be the exact same moveset, exact same setup on the belt as well. Although I changed all the trainers to boost the submission, so we got Woods again to start with 4 more MP, do 5% more damage on the sub. We got Brock so that the sub lasts 3 more turns and do 20% more damage. We got iChief so that the sub does another 50% and lasts 1 more turn. And we got Nikki so that the sub does another 50%. That ends up being a 414 damage sub for 7 turns. A pretty big sub. Let's try that. Okay. You can use the stun. Now we're going to lay down the juggernauts. Now he's going to be stunned next turn, and our juggernauts are going to go out. Now I do have a bunch of purple match. I could try to go in for a purple match, reload everything. The downside of that next turn when my juggernauts are going to go off, they're going to have nothing to boost because the sub is not there. So we're going to need to put the sub so that we actually have some multipliers on. We lost a lot of them, which is usually the case when you have a long sub. Now he's stunned, which is very convenient because otherwise he would have taken this 5 match right there of his color. Now, fortunately, I pretty much don't have a choice to take it myself because otherwise he's going to take it. And that's going to make it so I'm not really going to have any matches for purple next time. Might have a match here. It did refill my moves, just didn't do much damage. Did I still see that it did 3.5 mil? Still a pretty good amount. Okay. The Juggernauts out. Let's do this sub again to make sure that he can't do anything. I mean, the sub itself drains his HP pretty good. We do have a big amount that remain there, plus we have some from the previous one that will keep getting increased. Right, I do have a purple match I can get here that will not get rid of any of my multipliers. There we go. Now this one should do a decent amount. Over 5 mil, and he's out of health. and he never did anything. So this works out pretty good too. Again, I still prefer the first one, but it works pretty well. So yeah, I'd say overall, definitely a very damn strong character for sure. He's already released part of the event right now. I'm a bit late posting this. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're not already a sub, make sure to do so to be kept aware when I post new stuff. If you have any questions, ask them. And if you like the video, leave a like and share. You guys, G up. Ciao.